It's already been reported. It's also corruption. Uh, I've spoken to, uh, what's his name? Alonzo Green. He's in internal affairs, but this is not an internal affairs matter. And can I get the org chart? Can I find out who his supervisor is? Because he hasn't called back. He doesn't want to look at the evidence that I've got. Who's his supervisor? Okay. Okay, thank you. Yes. I'm trying to find out the status. Alonzo Green was supposed to give me a call, or supposed to give me his email address. I can't find out. Like, I'm trying to find out the chain of command. Is who's his boss? Molly Aiken? No, she's on vacation. Is there not an acting supervisor? He's the top dude. He's the top of internal affairs, right? Okay, well, this is not internal affairs because it's got nothing to do with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. It's external agencies. Uh, it's Bay County Sheriff. It is Lynn Haven Police. Uh, it's the state attorney. The judge got married to the state attorney the day after I asked for the discovery. So and he hasn't looked at any of this. And it's not internal to Florida Department of Law Enforcement is one thing. Yes, they are involved in a large conspiracy having to do with a intellectual property that I can prove. If y'all just want to call, y'all can call and see and prove instantly that I'm correct. But it's organized scheme to defraud. It's a bunch of stuff that should be with the FBI, and I'm very suspicious that it's ending up over in internal affairs at FDLE. That it shouldn't be there. Like, no, well, they had to call it. He was calling in. He came in like that afternoon because nobody was there on duty at the time. He called me back 3.5 hours later when they could have put somebody on right there on duty if that was the case. Yes. No, because they've stolen my computer. That's among the reasons. I mean, it's a long detailed thing, and if this here it is 10 days later, and he hasn't looked at the prime evidence, and I'm wondering why he even got the call to be on the case. So that looks suspicious as hell right there. I mean, and given the other stuff, and he was he was adamant that I'd not call back. Like, if you don't know the story, then why is it not okay for me to call back? That's a problem because he hasn't heard like a fifth of it, or he hasn't heard a 1% of it. And he says, I can't call back to tell him any more about it. And he's not supposed to be listening to it to begin with unless he's the duty agent. And the duty agent wasn't there, apparently, because I called at 9:30 in the morning over there. And he called and he said, oh, this guy, after a meeting, comes back and says that, we'll call you back this afternoon. He's coming in this afternoon. So if that's not a duty agent, that's somebody that gets picked for the case. That's what okay. This needs, well, I've given it to him, but he just hasn't looked at it. And he said he won't give me his email address. Can I get his email address? Well, I've showed him where to look for it. And when I called back a week later, he hadn't looked at it. And that was 2 days ago. Lance Mason. Also, let me just say that I'm putting all the I'm taking this all to the media. So the statements that you're making to me are being putting them on Facebook and then to the media. Like this Alonzo, we're gonna figure out why my stuff is over in internal affairs and not in where it should be, because it's not to do with internal affairs. Right, but he called back that afternoon. It wasn't in the morning when I called the duty agent. Like, was there not a duty agent when I called? But that's what a duty agent are. They're there when y'all are open, right? Okay. Well, this is not his area of expertise. Then this is not this is bigger than Florida Department of Law Enforcement. And if he hasn't started a case, and I can't get a case number, by the way, nobody, and he didn't give me his name and number. Like I had to go fish that out. And I appreciate you. You're taking this off out of the blue, and I can appreciate that it's a lot to throw at you, but it does look suspicious if he can't give me a case number and won't give me his name and a phone number to call back about it, and says don't call back anymore. That seems like it's not a thorough investigation, since I'm the victim and I haven't told you a tenth of it. So for me to not call back is a mech. Go ahead. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm, yeah, and especially if you haven't seen the evidence, then it's not going to warrant. Like if you don't look, then you're not going to see anything. Oh, I got boatloads of it if I just have an email address. Okay, I'm ready. Hmm. 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 So it's not just going to a specific person. It's just going to the general comments folder. Okay. Can I speak to somebody? Can I speak to somebody from over there?
About that. So I wasn't able to get one from
Nah, I need to talk. There needs to be accountability. It's very suspicious to me that the duty guy, he's not even in the section we're talking about. That he calls back in the afternoon, and then he won't give me his name and won't give me his email and doesn't look at the stuff for 10 days. And he was supposed to give me his email, but it looks very, very suspicious. And now you're telling me that that somebody that what I need to talk to a person so that we can put I'd like to talk to the supervisor of that guy, but she's on vacation. But she's in internal affairs. It's not to do with internal affairs. It's to do with corruption and money laundering and theft of trade secrets and organized scheme to defraud. It's got nothing to do with Florida Department of Law Enforcement. 850-818-2871. And I'm going to need to this is all being reported to the media. So the guy should be prepared to be reported when he calls me, and for that to be put out, because that seems to be my only backstop, because I call law enforcement and I get the runaround over here, and this looks like, I mean, if it was corruption over here, it wouldn't look different than this. This is what they would do. So, and there's $1.7 billion, so there's enough money to go around. So yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. Oh yeah, I could, but I would get the end of it. Just, hey, I'll tell you what, can you send me an email and I'll just return it to that? Okay. LP Mason, CPA at Gmail. That's LP as in Patrick, Lance, LP Mason, CPA at Gmail. Yes, ma'am. Well, it's going to be difficult on a phone if I can. This is a conspiracy, and they've. Okay. Okay. I can. I got to just now. I just got to pick which part because I got thousands of documents. I just got to pick which one. Y'all could go to my GitHub page. I've put something out there. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do. I've got all kinds of information. Okay. I won't be able to determine like right here on the phone with you, but I'm sure that I will if I don't get it like in if I don't see it in 5 minutes, I'll call right back and let you know. But I'm sure that it got to me if you got it to lpmasoncpa@gmail. Awesome. Hey, what's your name? Awesome. Hey, thank you, and I appreciate you just taking this out of the blue like that. And I'm not crazy. I'm just frustrated. I'm a victim, and I'm frustrated. Okay. Thank you very much. You too.